everybody, what's going on? It's ROBO-D here, back with another Marvel Champions gameplay video, and today we're going to be playing some Ant-Man in leadership today. And if you've been keeping up with the game, I'm kind of infatuated with this new card that came out in the Hercules hero set, Avenge Me. It works itself into so many decks. It's actually kind of unreal. Leadership's already kind of busted, but this just blows it out of the water. So what is Avenge Me? Avenge Me is a zero cost upgrade card that can only be played if your identity has the Avenger trait. And you attach it to an ally, and then when that ally is defeated, you draw 2 cards. Very simple, but yet very, very strong card. It's extremely good. And you're going to see that with this deck today. Obviously I'm playing Ant-Man here. Ant-Man's already got some pretty good economy, good drawing power with some of his cards, but this just amplifies it to the max. You can run through your deck super quick using Avenge Me. So we got Avenge Me here. We're playing 3 copies of it. We're going to be playing a few copies of Suit up here to help us get started a little bit. And then if we need to drop down into Alter Ego at all, we'll also have Honorary Avenger, so to still let us play Avenge Me and give us a little HP. And of course we got tons of allies here. This is the deck itself, but we got tons of allies that are also going to draw us cards that we're going to play a lot of. And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time. So let me go ahead and re-put this deck back together, and we'll get started here. Yeah, like I said, Avenge Me is such a cool card. I'm really loving it. I already really like leadership. It's probably my favorite aspect in the game currently, but this just makes it so much fun. There's so many Avengers, and honestly, most of them really like this card. If you can play them in a leadership deck, I don't really see a reason not to play Avenge Me. So we're going to go ahead and get our deck shuffled up here. And you're probably wondering about the villain that we're going to be going up against today. We're going to be going up against the Green Goblin, the Mutagen Formula scenario to be specific. And we're doing this in Expert mode. We're going to just be doing Standard 1, Standard Expert gameplay here. Nothing too crazy. So I got everything already laid out here. So let's go ahead and get everything set up, and we'll get right into this gameplay here. So we need to go ahead and shuffle in our standard and our expert encounter cards here, and then we also need to put in the goblin gimmicks. That's just the recommended module that goes with Green Goblin. So we'll get that shuffled up here. Oh, and I gotta get Ant-Man's obligation. We'll put that in there as well. Don't want to forget that before we get started here. And yeah, so Mutagen Formula here. So it's a 2-part scheme. The first part of it, we got a little bit of a setup to go. We got to put a Goblin Thrall minion into play, engaged with each player, then shuffle the encounter deck, and then advance to stage 1B. We already did that here, so here's our Goblin Thrall that's going to be engaged with us. So we'll go ahead and flip over to side 2 here. It comes in with 2 threat, needs 7 to scheme out, which is pretty low, but it's actually a 2-part thing here, so got a little bit of breathing room here. Green Goblin, though, however, when he is revealed, we will be dealt 2 encounter cards to each player. So we actually got to go ahead and do that right quick. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, and then we will reveal these on his turn. So we'll essentially have 3 encounter cards we're going to have to worry about at the very start of the game, which is can get a little dicey, but I think we'll be all right. Ant-Man, in my opinion, he's a very strong hero, and I think Avenge Me makes him even better. And I hope I get to show that off today. So let's go ahead and get started here. I already shuffled up my deck, I believe. We'll just go ahead and do it again just to make sure. And then we're going to draw up to our hand size. Scott Lang has a hand size of 6 in his alter ego form, so let's go ahead and get that. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, not exactly what I was looking for. Honorary Avenger's not bad. Most of the stuff here is not what I wanted to see on turn 1. I might actually... Helicarrier would be nice to play. The thing is, though, I'm not going to need Honorary Avenger off the bat here. So I might go something like this. Dump all of that. That might be the play. I'm thinking that might be the play. Do I dump Stinger too? Question mark. I'm thinking the answer to that is probably gonna be a no, because if we get some draw power, that might be kind of nice. Let's go ahead and build us a discard pile here. Well, that didn't really work out the way I wanted to. There we go. We'll set that over here. Yeah, we'll just keep what we got. We're gonna draw 4 for our mulligan here. All right, and we got the Avenge Me. And Pim Particles. Yeah. Okay. Not bad. So we can get some good draw power here. We're not going to be able to play the Helicarrier, I don't believe. Hawkeye would have been nice to have too. So we could sack. Because I really want to play the Avenge Me right off the bat. So I kind of want to play Stinger. We'll probably pay for Stinger with Pim Particles. We'll flip over to Tiny Form. That'll pay. Yeah, it's kind of sucky. We're gonna probably have to sack Hawkeye here to get what we want. We also didn't get our helmet, which is kind of not the most ideal situation for us. We really want to get that helmet as soon as possible. So, anyways, let's This is not a bad hand. We can work with this. Let's go ahead on our turn. Let's go ahead and flip over to Tiny Form, and when we flip over to Tiny Form, we get to remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we're gonna go ahead and remove 1 from the main. Yeah, this doesn't have Patrol on it, right? Well, it's not a Thor event, so okay. So we'll do that. We are going to pay. Well, actually, I could. Let's pay with the Helicarrier. Okay, let's get Helicarrier out. Let's go. This, that, and Hawkeye. This might be a bad play. Do that. We get to draw a card for our Pim Particles because we're in Tiny Form, and that'll get out Helicarrier. We might save the Marie Hill for next turn. Might do that. Maybe. Because we're not going to be able to kill this Thrall. Not off the rip. We're not going to be able to. We're going to have to. So we might. Yeah, let's just save Marie Hill for next turn. So we're going to go Helicarrier to reduce the next card I play by 1, so Stinger is free. And I can only play Stinger if I'm an Avenger, which I am. And I'm going to attach Avenge Me to Stinger here. Just like that. And then I'm going to have Stinger thwart for 1. Take a consequential damage for that. And then I'll have Ant-Man attack the Goblin Thrall for 1. So that's going to be one off the main scheme here. And then we will end our turn with that. So we're going to ready back up. And that was not supposed to happen. Where'd the... oh, there it is. Alright. We'll draw back up to our hand size, which is 5 when we're in Tiny Form, so we'll draw 4 cards. Another Avenge Me, and make the call. So we could potentially get out Hawkeye, but it might be a little too late for that. No worries, no worries. Okay, so we'll go over to the villain here. So he's going to put 1 on the main scheme. And then he is going to go ahead and attack us. After Green Goblin attacks and damages, you place 1 threat on the main scheme. So that's not really going to matter to us. We're going to go ahead and defend with Stinger here. So he's going to attack. That was not what we wanted. So boost effect, hit villain, heals 2 damage. That really doesn't matter because he already has full HP. But that will deal 2 damage to Stinger, and that will knock Stinger out. And Avenge Me will activate, and we will draw 2 cards. Oof. Okay. And then we'll take a damage from the Goblin Thrall here. We're not gonna defend that. And then we're gonna get our encounter card. So we'll get 1 more encounter card here. And that's gonna be caught off guard, discarded upgrade or support you control. Well, that sucks. Helicarrier's gonna go bye-bye. And then we're going to get another Goblin Thrall. And then we're also going to get Pumpkin Bombs. So that's going to be attached to the Green Goblin. And it'll take 2 physical resources, discard this card. We could go ahead and probably get rid of that. Unfortunately, we do have to get rid of strength here, but... okay. So, our turn. Let's go ahead and we will summon out... I could make the call here. Get Hawkeye. Then we go suit up Wasp for Marie Hill. Okay, let's do this first. We'll go... we're going to go 2 resources here to play Marie Hill. When Marie Hill enters play, we're going to draw a card. Giant strength. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach Avenge Me to Marie Hill. And then we're going to play Make the Call. And then we're going to go 2 resources here. Or it'd be 3. To get Hawkeye. I do want Hawkeye. And then we are going to spend... Yep, we're going to spend this physical... This is 2 physical resources. And we are going to discard the Pumpkin Bombs. I do not want him using that on us. Also, Hawkeye, he comes into play with... 4 arrow counters. Not really going to make the biggest difference at the moment, but we could probably go ahead and get rid of a minion here. And I think I'm going to. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack with Ant-Man and Marie Hill. So we're going to deal 2 damage to this Thrall right here. We're going to go ahead and get him out of play. And then we will have Hawkeye thwart the main scheme for 1. And they'll both take consequential damage for that. And then we will end our turn there. We're going to ready back up and draw 5 cards back up to our hand size. Got suit up again, make the call. Clarity of purpose. It's not looking like the greatest hand right now, but we will be able to work. So, Venom, or regular Goblin here, he's going to put 1 on the main scheme. And then he's going to attack us. So, when he attacks us, he will deal a boost. I'm going to have Marie Hill take this attack. So, let's see. The boost effect here, put Goblin Nation into play. Comes in with 2 threat. That's perfectly fine. And each Goblin enemy, including Green Goblin, gets +1 attack. So that will be 3 damage to Maria Hill and will knock her out. So take that and knock her out. And Avenge Me's effect will proc, meaning we will draw 2 cards. Ooh, they gotta resize here. Okay, okay. And then the Goblin Thrall will attack us. I'm gonna take it. That'll be 2 damage, and then we will get in an encounter. Let's see what we get. And we get another side scheme here. When revealed, place additional threat here for each Goblin minion in play. So that's gonna be 3 threat total. That is not good. That's not good. Okay. No big deal. No big deal. We can survive here. Alright, it's our turn. So what do I want to do? I do want to get rid of this minion. Just to go ahead and get rid of him. Let's see, we could... I do want to get a ready up too. Let's see what is in our discard pile. Maria Hill's good, but like don't want to get her out just yet. I am gonna need some more allies though. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to use a Pim Particle to play for Ready to Rumble. And I'll draw a card for the Pim Particle here. Okay, Hive Mind doesn't really help us much here. So we're going to go... We are going to... We're going to thwart for 2 on this side scheme right here. Go ahead and get it out of play. And then we are going to also I'm going to flip up to giant form. When I flip up to giant form, I can deal 1 damage to an enemy. I'm going to put it on this thrall right here. And then Ready to Rumble will activate after I change hero form. Discard this card, ready my hero. And then I'm going to play Resize to flip back down into my other hero form. And then I'll draw a card. And then my effect will activate here. After I change to this form, remove 1 threat from a scheme. I'm going to remove it from that side scheme up here. Then I'm going to play... I'm going to use Suit Up to play Clarity of Purpose. I'm going to attach it to myself. And then we'll do 2 resources here to play Ant-Man. He'll come in with 2 Pim counters on him because we use 2 resources to pay for him. And that means he has 2 HP. And then we're going to use Clarity of Purpose. I'll take a damage. Play 1 army of ants. And then when I'm in tiny form with army of ants, I can exhaust it and deal 1 damage to an enemy. I want to exhaust it to deal 1 damage to this thrall. Then I'm going to have Hawkeye attack for 1. Get rid of this thrall. Then I'm going to have Scott Lang Ant-Man. Thwart for 2 on the side scheme. That will knock that out. And then I'm going to have Ant-Man attack for 2 on Green Goblin. And both Ant-Man and Hawkeye, they take 1 consequential damage. Alright. I think that was a pretty good turn. So I'm going to go ahead and ready back up. And we are going to draw back up to our hand size of... I don't know why I keep doing that. We'll draw up to our hand size of 5. Make the call Nick Fury. Then there's our helmet too. So... Right. Okay. So... Green Goblin, he's going to put 1 on the main scheme, and then he is going to attack us. I'm going to have Ant-Man take this. Hank. So... That's gonna be enough. That'll be 3 damage. That'll knock out Ant-Man. And then we are dealt an encounter card. Let's see what we get. Get another Thrall. So Hawkeye's ability will activate. We will remove an arrow counter from him, and he'll deal 2 damage to this Thrall. Okay. And then our turn will begin. So, we have Nick Fury, but I don't think... Well, actually, we could play him still. I know what's probably in our deck still is Army of Ants. So, that being said, I really would like to get my helmet out, if at all possible. And I would also like to get Quinn Carrier. Decisions. So if I... Do we play Nick Fury now? He's gonna be put back in the deck because we're gonna draw some cards. We're about to get a bunch of Army of Ants because I haven't seen them at all. So I think our play is probably just to get the Quinn Carrier out. Quinn Carrier and then get the helmet. I think that's our play. Let's go ahead and do that. We might let Hawkeye take a hit. So we're gonna go energy and make the call so we can get Quinn Carrier out. And then we'll go Quinn Carrier, Clarity of Purpose. I'll take a damage to get the Ant-Man's helmet out. I'll put it up here because we'll have our Army of Ants right here. So this is a tech upgrade. Basically, anytime I switch to one of my forms, I get to activate one of these effects. And we are going to go ahead and probably do that. We are primed to go ahead and start dishing out some damage. I need to heal up a little bit. So we're gonna, well... Oh, also I forgot Nick Fury. My bad. Sorry. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use our Army of Ants to deal 1 damage to this Thrall. That'll go ahead and knock that out. Just go ahead and get rid of that. And then we're gonna flip up into our giant form. When we flip up to our giant form, we activate our hero response. We'll deal 1 damage to an enemy. We'll deal 1 damage to Green Goblin. And then our helmet response also activates. After we change the giant form, we heal 2 damage. And then we are going to attack for 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be all for our turn. We're not going to do anything with Hawkeye. I don't want him to get knocked out just yet. I kind of want him to block his next attack. So we're going to ready up and draw to our hand size. When we're in giant form, that's going to be 4. Yeah, I kind of figured we were about to get some army advance. So, okay. Green Goblin is going to put 1 on the main scheme, and then he is going to attack. We're going to have Hawkeye block here. That's going to deal 2 damage. That'll knock him out. And then we're going to get dealt an encounter card. Goblin Knight. After Goblin Knight attacks, you discard 1 card. Okay. Not the greatest thing ever. Alright, so... kind of need to get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy. So we're probably going to go... let's go ahead and play Squirrel Girl here. We're going to go Giant Stomp and a resource here to play Squirrel Girl. When she enters the field, she'll deal 1 damage to each enemy. So that'll be 1 to the Goblin Knight and then 1 to Green Goblin. I'm going to go ahead and... well, actually... I'll use Clarity of Purpose to play our army of ants here. I'll take a damage, and then I'm going to flip down. Well, actually, I probably need to go ahead and attack. Yeah, we can go ahead and knock him out this turn. Let's go ahead. We'll attack for 3. That'll put him up to 4. We'll have Squirrel Girl attack for 1. That'll be 5. She'll take a consequential damage. And then we're going to flip down into tiny form. We'll draw a card for our helmet. And we're going to remove 1 from the main scheme because of our flip effect. We got Avengers Mansion. That's not really helping us at the moment. And then we're going to use both of our army of ants here. We're going to exhaust them to deal 1 damage to an enemy. We're going to do both of them on the Goblin Knight here. So that'll knock him out as well. Alright. And then, yeah, we'll ready back up and draw back up to our hand size. That's going to be 3 cards. We already got 2 in our hand. Okay. Alright. So, Green Goblin, he's going to put 1 on the main scheme. And then he will attack Squirrel Girl. Let's see, that's going to deal 3. That's going to be 5 damage. That'll knock her out. And then we are dealt an encounter card. Let's see what we get. Get a Goblin Soldier. Deal 1 damage to each player when it's defeated. Alright. Alright, so it's my turn. I'm going to go ahead. Would like to play my last. We're going to go ahead and deck out. I know that for sure. We're going to go ahead and deck out. So let's go ahead. We're going to flip up to giant form. We'll heal 2 damage with our helmet, and then our flip effect will deal 1 damage to an enemy. We're going to deal it to this Goblin Soldier right here. Then we're going to use resize to flip back down. We'll draw a card with resize. And then we'll be dealt an encounter card because we just decked out. And then we shuffle up. That gets resolved, and then we draw a card with Ant-Man's helmet. And then Ant-Man's response kicks in. We'll remove 1 threat from the scheme. And then we're going to go... like to get out of Avengers Mansion. So we're probably going to go ahead and do that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 resources here. We'll get our Avengers Mansion out. And then we are going to play Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Got giant strength, okay. And then we'll go 2 resources here to play Ironheart. When Ironheart enters the field, we will draw a card. We got an Avenge Me. Alright, funny. Not exactly the best play I could have probably made there. But we will go ahead, we'll play an Avenge Me on Ironheart here. And then, do we attack or we could get an advance? Yeah, let's go ahead and I'll thwart for 2 with Ant-Man. And then we'll have Ironheart attack for 1. And then we will exhaust both our army of ants. Deal 1 damage to the goblin soldier. So that will be a total of 3 damage. I'll put it up to 4. And we will end our turn. We're ready back up. And then we will draw up to our hand size of 5. Marie Hill and Helicarrier again. Okay. So, Green Goblin, he's going to put 1 on the main scheme, and then he is going to attack. We're going to have Ironheart defend here. So, boost, give the villain an additional boost card for this activation. That is fine. So, he will have this, and then the villain heals 2 damage with this boost effect as well. Alright, so he heals 2. And then that's going to be enough to knock out Ironheart there. That deals 3 damage, I believe. So that's plenty. So she will be knocked out. Then Avenge Me's effect activates. We will draw 2 cards. Alright. And then this minion is going to attack us for 1. And then we are dealt encounter cards. So we got 1 here. Goblin Glider, we attach it to the enemy with the highest printed hit points. And then, yeah, it just gives them 1 attack. That's fine. And then Wicked Ambitions. When revealed, discard X cards from the encounter deck, where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Alright, so we're going to be discarding 4 cards, and we either, for each time a goblin minion is discarded, we either take 3 damage or put that minion into play. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to probably go ahead and just take... I'm going to either... I'll take this 1, and I'll be dealt 3 damage. That's fine. 1, 2, 3. That's kind of mean. Alright, and it's going to be our go again. So let's see here. We can go... Let's draw a card with Avengers Mansion here. Got Ant-Man. Okay. So... we'll do 1, 2 resources here. Well, let's do 1 Queen Carrier. So that'll be 2 resources. We'll get Marie Hill out. And then we draw a card for Pym Particles. So that's going to be 1. And then Marie Hill's effect, we'll draw another card. To make the calls. That's something. we're going to... Let's go ahead and just get our helicarrier out, potentially. Probably need some more allies on the field. So let's get our helicarrier out. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 resources here. We'll get out helicarrier. And then we're going to go helicarrier and make the call so we can get Squirrel Girl out. When Squirrel Girl enters the field, she's going to deal 1 damage to each player, or each enemy. So it's going to be 1, this one gets knocked out, and then 1 to Goblin. And when that soldier was defeated, he's going to deal a damage to the engaged player, so we'll take a damage. That's perfectly fine. And then we're going to exhaust both of our army of ants here to deal 2 damage to this Goblin Thrall. That'll knock it out as well. We'll have Marie Hill attack for 1 and Squirrel Girl thwart for 1. So that's 1, 1. And they both take consequential damage for that. And then I'm going to attach Avenge Me to Squirrel Girl. And then we are going to flip up to Giant Form. We will heal 2 damage in Giant's Form. And then we will attack for... Excuse me, we also activate our flip up effect. We'll deal 1 damage to Green Goblin. And then we're going to attack for 3. So that's going to be 3 damage here. 1, 2, 3. And then I think we're going to end our turn. So at the end of our turn, we're going to draw back up to our hand size of 4. So it's going to be 3 cards. Okay. And then Green Goblin, he is going to put 1 on the main scheme. And then he is going to attack us. Don't think this has any other effects. Yeah, it just gives him more attack. So we're going to let Squirrel Girl take this here. I did not mean to flip myself. So this is going to deal 4 damage to Squirrel Girl. She'll get knocked out. And Avenge Me will activate. We'll draw 2 cards. And then we are dealt an encounter card. Let's see what we get. This here. Goblin reinforcements place 1 additional threat here for each Goblin minion in play. So there are no Goblin minions in play. So that'll be 2 threat. Not that bad. Also, Marie Hill should have another consequential damage. Alright. So it's our go again. We're going to go ahead and use Avengers Mansion to draw us a card. And then we are going to kind of want to probably just flip down and just start going in. Yeah, probably start trying to deal some damage here. We could probably get Wasp out. We'll get rid of that scheme. Yeah, okay. So let's go ahead. We'll attack for 3. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. And I kind of want to get set up to where like I defeat him. Like I kind of want to like rush down stage 2. So we're not going to fully defeat him, but we will get him in a good spot. So we're going to flip down into tiny form here. We'll remove 1 threat from the main scheme. And then we are going to draw a card with our helmet. We'll play Honorary Avenger. So we'll gain 1 HP, and then we will gain the Avenger trait. Then we're gonna go 1 resource here to play Ready to Rumble. And then we'll draw a card. Okay. We're gonna go. Can we go ahead and get rid of that? We have energy. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Why not? So we'll use energy here. We need 3. No, we just need the 2. So we'll play an energy. It's a hero action. We'll go ahead and discard the Goblin Glider. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 resources here to play Wasp. When Wasp enters the field, if I'm in Giant's form, deal 2 damage to an enemy or 2 threat from a scheme if you're in Tiny form. So we're in Tiny form right now. So that's going to deal 2 to this scheme right here. Go ahead and knock that out. Then I don't think we have any allies I want to call upon. I could get Ironheart out. I could get Ant-Man. That's the thing I don't really want to get. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Ant-Man out. I think that's the play. So we're gonna play Make the Call here. We'll go Genius. And we'll send Clarity of Purpose as well. We'll take a damage. So that's gonna be 3 resources here. That'll get Ant-Man out. We'll hold the Giant Stomp. So we paid 3 resources here. He's going to have 3 pin particles on him. Then we're going to... We'll hold what we got with these allies, because we're going to use just our army of ants here to deal 2 damage. We're gonna lay into him next turn. I'm just kind of setting everything up, and then we'll end our turn there. We're gonna ready everything back up, and then we'll draw up to our hand size of 5. So we'll draw 4 cards. Okay, we got another Ready to Rumble, and we have the Risk Gauntlets. Yeah, we could probably do some work. We're gonna do some work next turn. Alright. So Green Goblin, he's gonna put 1 on the main scheme, and then he is going to attack us. We're gonna have Marie Hill take this right here. So that's gonna be 3 damage to Marie Hill. She will be knocked out. And then we will be dealt an encounter card. Pumpkin Bombs. We attach that to the villain. And we just need 2 physical resources to get rid of that. Okay. Alright. It's our turn. We're going to go ahead and use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Hive Mind, is that... That could be the physical resource we use. Could be. Let's go ahead. We'll flip up to Giant's form here as a well, actually, hold up. Before we do that, before we flip up, let me use both my army of ants here. Maybe. Actually, no, let's attack with Wasp here. Just take a consequential damage, and that'll put the Green Goblin into stage 3. When he is revealed, he's going to deal us 3 encounter cards. That's kind of nasty, but we're getting ready to lay into him, hopefully pretty heavy. Put all 3 of those like that. Alright, and we're going to use our Army of Ants. We'll exhaust all 3 of those. Or 2 of those. Deal 2 damage. Then we're going to flip up into Giant Swarm. So when we flip up, we'll heal 2 damage. And then our flip up effect, we deal 1 damage. We are going to... We will attack for 3. Yeah, that's the play. We'll attack for 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to... We'll attack with 2 with Ant-Man. 1, 2. He'll take a consequential damage for that. We'll go Clarity of Purpose. We'll take a damage. So we can play Stinger. Stinger's going to attack for 1. Then we're going to play... We're going to use... We're going to use Helicarrier here. And Quinn Carrier. Another resource here. So we can play Giant Stomp. That's going to deal 8 damage to an enemy and 1 damage to each minion. There are no minions on the field. So that's just going to deal 8 damage straight up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we are going to... one resource here to play Ready to Rumble. Then we're going to use Resize. Forgot the consequential damage. To flip back down. And then we will draw a card for Resize and 1 for the helmet. So that'll be 2. And then we will also, with our hero response, remove 1 threat from the main scheme. And then we will attach Avenge Me to Stinger. And then use Strength to get rid of Pumpkin Bombs. Oh my goodness, that was such a baller turn. Holy crap. We did not knock him out, which is unfortunate. We did not knock him out. We could have able to do that, but I think next turn we'll have him. So long as we survive this onslaught that's getting ready to happen. So, that being said, we are in a very, very good spot right now. Let me reorganize some stuff right quick. Just get everything a little more clean here. Wow, that was a amazing turn, though. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and ready ourselves back up, and we're going to draw up to our hand size. We're going to actually get 5 encounter cards here, because we are getting ready to deck out. So we will draw these. We will shuffle our deck back up, draw our last 2, and then deal ourselves another encounter card. We're going to have to move some stuff around, but that is okay. Army of Ants, Giant Strength. I think as long as we don't get any guard minions, we're probably gonna win. So let's move my hero stuff aside so we'll have room for this 5th encounter card. Hopefully we don't get too much bad stuff. Yeah, I hope that's good enough for you all. But anyways, Green Goblin, he's gonna start the villain turn. He's gonna put 1 threat on the main scheme. And then he is going to attack us. We're going to have Stinger take the attack here. So I'll flip up. No boost effects. Just going to deal 4 raw damage there. And Stinger will be knocked out. And Avenge Me will proc. And we will draw 2 cards. And then we get 5 encounter cards to go through. So let's start off with the first one here. Under Fire. This is going to surge, and we reveal the top card of the encounter deck. So 2 more, basically. That's what we get. So that surges, and then we reveal that. So he's going to get a Goblin Glider. This next encounter card, Exhaustion, that's also going to surge, of course. Oh my goodness, we're getting so many encounter cards. Oh Jesus. Exhaust your identity card. That is perfectly fine. I don't care about that. What's next? Goblin Thrall. Yeah, we got a guard minion. And then Case for Cassie. Give to the Scott Lang player. You may flip to Alter Ego. Wow. I'm already exhausted, so I can't pick that one. So discard 1 card from your hand. You cannot change form until your next turn ends. Unfortunate, dude. Unfortunate. So let's go ahead, since we're not going to be able to change form, let's go ahead and get rid of Giant Strength. That's fine. Well, that gets discarded. Let's get our other stuff here all neat. Let's look at our next encounter card. Assault. The villain attacks you. Okay, so I'm going to probably have Wasp take this. So Wasp's going to take this. Oh boy. Oh boy. So that's going to deal 4 damage to her. That'll knock her out. And then we also get this minion into play. Then this encounter card, Intimidation, choose to either spend 2 resources from any type or give the villain a face down boost card. We're going to give the villain a face down boost card. And then finally, we get another Goblin Soldier. That's amazing. Alright. So, we could still win. These don't have guard on them. They don't have guard. So, we could still... We're not going to be able to flip up or do anything. But as long as we get rid of this one, we should be okay. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw a card with Avengers Mansion. We get Ironheart. Okay, that's lovely. We'll go... I mean, we could do so much here. Let's play this out. I think I'm like 99% sure we have game right here, because all we have to do is get rid of that one Thrall minion and we win the game, right? So let's go. We'll use Helicarrier, so Army of Ants is free here. So that'll be our 3rd Army of Ants. We will go... We'll exhaust all 3 of them. Yeah, there's not really a good way to do that. Yeah, I tried doing that, but that's not going to work. Does it work better if I do it like this? Not really. We're going to exhaust all 3 of them. That'll knock out this Goblin Thrall here. Okay. Then we're going to go Quinn Carrier, Clarity of Purpose, and Risk Gauntlets, and Ironheart to play Nick Fury. And then we'll use Nick Fury's effect to draw 3 cards. Okay. Then we're going to go Strength to play Squirrel Girl. When Squirrel Girl enters the field, she'll deal 1 damage to each enemy. So that's going to be 1, 1, and then 1 to Green Goblin. And then we just attack for the game. We go Nick Fury to attack Green Goblin, and we win. That's GG's. Yeah. Very scary, like, last couple of turns, all that surging and stuff, but as you can see, this deck is super nice with Ant-Man, or this core of Avenge Me is so nice with Ant-Man. Ant-Man takes really good advantage of drawing tons and tons of cards, and he's got really good upgrades and supports. It's just amazing. Even if we didn't have that fanatic of last turn, I mean, we still, I'm still fairly confident we could have held on even longer, kept on doing stuff. It kind of sucked we never got Hawkeye out at a opportunity time, but we really didn't need it. I mean, you can see Ant-Man is super capable even without, you know, a whole bunch of minion control. He's got the tools here to deal with all that stuff. I think Hawkeye is just a great supplement here. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this deck. I'm gonna leave the deck in the description. This is a deck that I've created. I've just, like I said, I've been in love with the Avenge Me card, and Ant-Man recently, he's been one of my favorite heroes to play. He's just so fun. I love flipping up. I love drawing cards. I'd say that's probably like my favorite thing. I like having a huge hand just to, you know, just play a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I just really like the combo pieces that Ant-Man can pull off with Avenge Me. It's so cool. It's so satisfying gameplay-wise. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. What you think about the gameplay, what you think about Ant-Man. What you think about Avenge Me. Is it too powerful? All that and more, let me know in the comment section. And if you like the video, please like, share, and potentially leave a subscribe if I've, you know, if you feel like I've earned it or whatever. But that'll be all for me. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.